So I'm Nicolas Bornozis, President of Capital Inc., and I would like to welcome you all today to the 15th Annual Capital Inc. International Shipping Forum, which again we are hosting in partnership with Citi and with the support and cooperation of the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. We are holding this event at a very critical time. As we all know, with vaccines becoming more readily available, there is an air of optimism that we are coming out of the pandemic, that the world economy is opening up, that economies and societies around the world are gradually returning to normality. So it's a period of optimism, a period full of remaining challenges and new challenges and a lot of opportunities. And we are delighted that despite the fact we have not been able to do this event as a physical event, still modern technology gives us the opportunity to bring together an amazing roster of panelists and attendees from all over the world. Our agenda is a stellar agenda of major industry players. We have tremendous participation from all over the world. And in addition to the panels that we're hosting today, addressing all major shipping sectors and critical industry topics, we're hosting together with Citi a very large number of one-on-one meetings. I would like to pay tribute to Christa and the whole Citi team for their partnership and support over the years. We are humbled, privileged, and honored to have this cooperation with them. And of course, being able to share the heavy burden of this conference with them makes it more efficient, more effective, and elevates it to a new standard of prestige and effectiveness. So, Christa, thank you very much. I will turn the floor over to you.
Great, thank you very much, Nicolas. And I echo the appreciation back to you. This has been a great partnership and a conference that we are very pleased to co-host with Capital Inc. On behalf of Citigroup, our global shipping team, our capital markets team, we are very pleased to welcome everyone here today to the 15th annual Capital Link New York Shipping Forum, I guess International Shipping Forum it always has been, and today we join you virtually. And this year very appropriately titled Sailing into Recovery. It's really hard to believe that a year ago, Nicolas and I were kicking off this same conference together, and it was one that had rapidly converted from physical to virtual format at a time when the world was in the midst of starting to shut down due to the pandemic. And Nicolas and his team reacted very quickly, delivered the same high quality conference, and then he's done it again and again. And so it's really been an incredible year. I think all of us have a little bit of Zoom fatigue, but it's events like these that bring us all together. And so many important things are happening in our industry, in the capital markets. This is an industry that is constantly changing and evolving. And so it's great, as Nicolas said, to have leaders from all of the great companies in this industry here today. 2020 was certainly a year of significant disruption, whether that's economic, whether that's social, whether that's political. And all of this only intensified trends that we are seeing across the capital markets and across the financing markets. Trends of energy transition, trends of digitization, changes in the way that companies access capital. Global shipping certainly faced a rough year in 2020 as well, particularly when you look at many of the publicly listed companies who are here today and how they performed. We saw tanker companies and dry bulk companies down 50%. We saw LNG and MLP companies down 25 to 30%. We saw container ship liners down 20%. And the bright spot of the industry last year was the liners that were up 50 to 70% off the back of resilience and strength despite the pandemic. Fortunately, we've started 2021 off a bit differently, with many companies up 10 to 20%, order books low or manageable, Many of the research analysts are starting to call that now is the time for investors to be coming back into the sector, and M&A activity in shipping is bubbling back to the surface after many years of discussions and things evolving. So it's certainly an exciting time and a very appropriate time to be getting together today. Certainly the overall financing markets remain very active when you look broadly. Global equities remain resilient and near all-time highs. When you look at the debt markets, the Citi High Yield Bond Index is trading around 4.3%, which is nearly a 25-year low. The convertible markets remain incredibly strong. 2020 was the busiest year in history for convertible bond issuance. Trends of ESG are everywhere, whether it's the debt markets, the equity markets, public markets, private markets. It's certainly top of mind. And going along with that, specialty areas such as SPAC IPOs increased tenfold during the second half of 2020 and has been a mechanism for high growth investments, and much attention here has also been placed around the energy transition. Our team at Citi is really energized by being part of all of this and part of bringing solutions to our clients, as everyone is focused on what's next for the days ahead. In 2020, when we came together in this forum and when we were working with our clients, many of our discussions were focused on navigating the pandemic, thinking about the uncertainties, thinking about planning balance sheets, and in an unknown environment. Today, we're talking every day about proactive strategies to be positioning companies for the new reality, for the energy transition, for rapidly changing forces of digitization in the industry, how to find new capital, how to find new investors, and how to optimize balance sheets and cost of capital as companies seek to deliver value for their equity holders and their debt holders. Shipping remains very much a core focus here at Citi. We're delighted to be here again with Nicolas and his team to co-sponsor this conference. I want to thank everyone at the Capital Link team who has spent time with the panelists, making sure that Zoom links work, getting the panelists together to agree ahead of time on topics. I think that they've really prepared a top-class slate of 2 days of informative sessions. I wanted to thank the Citi team on our corporate access and capital markets team for all of the outreach to investors, advertising the conference, the companies here today. And we have a very high quality set of one-on-one meetings that are happening between investors and the public companies that are signed up for this conference. And lastly, thank you to all of you for listening. We know that there's lots of demands for your time today, many different Zoom events that you can tune into, but this promises to be a very informative, impactful event, and we hope that you all get out quite a bit of it. So thank you very much for your time, and look forward to moving forward with the conference.
Thank you, Christa. Thank you very much. In closing, before we proceed, I would like again to thank Christa and the Citi team for their partnership. I would also like to thank, as Nicolas, the Capital Link team. Christa was very kind to be so generous in her comments about my team, but I would like to thank them personally for really doing an amazing job. And of course, I'd like to thank the sponsors of this conference, who along with Citi, have helped us to make this event a reality, and definitely all the participating companies and the delegates who are tuning in. Very quickly, as you come into the lobby, as you know, you have 3 choices. You can go to the auditorium, and once you are in the auditorium, if you click on the main screen, you can attend any of the sessions you want. Secondly, you can go to the exhibition halls. We have 2 exhibition halls, and there the sponsors are exhibiting rich informational material, videos, brochures, and you can take that with you in your electronic briefcase. And thirdly, if you want, you can go to the networking lounge, and there you can network live via video, audio, or text with others who may be at the networking lounge at that time. And with all that, I'd like again to bring this opening session to a closing. Thank you, Christa. Thank you to everybody. And we have an amazing agenda over the next days. I think one of the things that make our events so wonderful is the top quality agenda, and I think we are going to cover every critical topic of the industry in the next 2 days. So thank you. And again, Christa, thank you for starting the conference with me.